Hello and welcome to the show. It is great to have everybody here. I am so excited to introduce our guest today. We have with us Sam Anthony. Sam is the founder of an organization called Your News. It's yournews.com. And I have actually been a part of this for several months now. I kind of kept it secret. I apologize, but you guys are going to find out about it today. This is an incredible platform that Sam has envisioned to help create an antidote for the fake news. And I don't know about you, but this is a welcome addition to the space of information. Welcome to the show, Sam Anthony. It's great to have you here.
Oh, thank you for having me, Mary Grace. I'm glad to be here. Very excited.
Yeah, we've had several conversations, and in that time, you've had a chance to explain to me your vision for this. And we haven't brought that public yet on this platform, and I wonder if you could do that, kind of explain how you got to this place and how you decided to start yournews.com and yeah, where you see it going. Just kind of how's that
Okay.
working? Yeah.
Well,
Just a little bit, just a little mouthful. Yeah.
I will. Yeah, but I'll get it out. It's so, when I started in this business, we weren't in the problems we're in today. Okay. At least I didn't see it.
Mhm.
And it wasn't built to replace the legacy media. It was built to fulfill a need. And what we believed was that the mainstream media, particularly newspapers and magazines,
Mhm.
go the way of the dinosaur, right?
Okay.
And nobody bought that story, back then. Nobody. But today everybody's going, they still print this thing, right?
Right.
It's just in
Right.
shock even seeing one.
Yeah.
So, but the what really opened my eyes was, over the last 8 years. I mean, you had Trump in office for 4, and then you've had Biden here for another 4. So you have 8 years. The media has really reared its head, and I have a partner that always told me that the mainstream media is lying. They're a propaganda machine for the administration or for the Democratic Party, and I'm just like, why would they ever lie? I mean, that's ridiculous. But you know what? Anybody who doesn't believe it now is
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
okay. That's all I'm going to say. Just dumb, because they just reared their heads and showed everything. I mean, all the stuff they put out was all fabricated about
Yeah.
Trump. So, so now it's changed. Now it's more of a movement. It's a mission. And the good news is they're not going to last long anyway.
I agree, and what we've seen in the last few days on the media is especially telling with what's going on, with the DNC, but also with the complete overhaul of Kamala Harris's image. If you don't think that the media is in the tank, to promote an agenda, I agree with you. Like, I don't know what to tell you, because if you look at her history, if you look at her policies, if you look at the record in this White House of what she's done, and her record as a DA, in politics, and you compare it with what you're seeing on the media now, it's it's quite obvious. And I put a meme up on social media the other day about the media coverage of Kamala Harris versus President Trump. And let me get the stats here. Okay, coverage for Harris is 84% positive. Coverage of Trump, 89% negative.
And there you
And
go.
that's legacy media. Uh, so, you can't really argue with that, and I think the sad thing is that even the media that people think of as conservative, they're compromised. Newsmax, Fox News, there are a few good eggs out there who are, dedicated to telling the truth, but for the most part, you get just an incredible amount of bias, which is largely because of the funding that is behind these platforms. The advertisers that have a say in what they can and can't do and what they can and can't say. Is that what you've noticed? They're held captive to what they can do and say. And if you watch something on Fox News, You get about 10 minutes of content and then about 20 minutes of big pharma commercials. I mean, that's
Well, I mean, not only do I agree, you could just watch it yourself and figure it out. Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, and I haven't turned on network television other than the other day I put on the DNC for all of about 3 minutes and then turned it off because I
It's
got this.
nauseating.
Oh, I won't even watch it anymore. So I mean, they've lost me, but they've lost millions of me, right? I mean, all of we the people have just completely turned our heads and went the other way. So their lifespan's not going to be that much longer. The good news is their solutions. I mean, if you take what you do, because you're the soldier out there and now you have to report the news, and the reason you exist is because the legacy media is not really putting out the facts. All of a
Right,
sudden it opens up all these different opportunities.
right.
YouTube shut us down, Facebook shut us down, Twitter shut us down, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And so new innovative products had to come up really fast in order to be able to get the message out. But now we're getting a foundation. But
Mhm.
you are one of, I don't know how many, but I would venture to say hundreds of thousands, if
Yeah,
not millions.
yeah.
And your reach with everyone's combined far exceeds the legacy media, far
Right,
exceeds them.
right.
Okay. So
And
we already won
yeah.
from that standpoint.
And we're seeing that already, that, people like me I mean, I've oh, we lost your audio. Oh, hold on a second, hold on. Are you there? Okay, got you. People like me, I'm actually still on Facebook, and I've had in the last month, I've had 6 million impressions on Facebook. So think about that. And that's just little me, I'm under 50,000 followers. I produce a lot of content over there, and, uh, you know, I put content up on your news, which is your platform, at about a 10% of the rate that I put it on Facebook, which is changing, right? We're gonna be adding more and more content up there. But the point is exactly what you're saying, that there's a massive need and there is an obvious problem with what is going on. I get people who come to me every single day, asking me, "Where do I go, for actual news? And how do I vet it? How do I determine, like, there's this platform and that platform and this place, and this person wants me to subscribe." And your platform is unique in that, uh, people can go and just click on yournews.com and consume the information, right? It's a website.
Free to the
And
public.
yeah, and you can go through and you can click on the cool thing is you can click on your city, right? Your zip code, and you can find out what's going on with local news. So I want to shift gears for a second so that we can explain a little bit more about the platform so that people can understand. And everybody who's listening, don't do it right this minute because I want you to listen. But when we finish, I want you to go to yournews.com and just click around and see what's there. This platform is really just getting started. But the amazing thing is, Sam's vision for this is to have uh, an outlet that replaces the print news and the legacy media, and fills a gap for TV and radio all over the country. And the other thing that I love about this is that you have a vision for citizen journalists to participate and contribute content. So, can you talk a little bit more about that, about how that works?
About how the citizen journalism works?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because basically, I mean, you set me up with an account
Mhm.
and I upload my content. I for me, it's a link to the Rumble feed, but there's other ways that people can upload
Oh my
content
god.
as well. If they don't, not everybody has to be a video blogger
No,
or
not
a
at all.
podcaster, right?
99% of my content that comes in is local news somewhere. Okay,
Yeah.
that is the value part or the value prop that I bring to the table is the
Mhm.
local news. I mean, remember this, the local newspaper has always been the backbone of a free society. Without
Mhm.
it, we're all screwed. Okay. So there's still a demand for news. It's just how people consume it that's changed.
Right.
All we did was build a revenue model around it, and we empowered the press back in the hands of the people where it belongs, so everybody can contribute.
Mhm.
And to your audience, and I'll do this very fast, our website would look like any news website, but when you log in, your provider tells us where you live. If you live in Chicago, Phoenix, LA, it'll log into that edition. If you block it, you put in your zip code and it'll take you to any city in America. So just imagine you're looking at the Miami Herald or the Chicago
Mhm.
Tribune just on steroids. We are a news content distribution platform. So as I tell people, we're not in the news business. We have a platform, just like people that own a football stadium. They're not in the football business, they're in the stadium business, and they bring in the football
Okay.
players as the draw. So we're in that business, and we allow the public to interact and post their own news, views, opinions, and classifieds locally, and basically share in the narrative, right? And then for the
Yeah.
monetization part that you're talking about, Mary Grace, I don't know if you know this. I mean, I know I've told you, but I mean, really, if you go on LinkedIn Navigator, and I could show you, and you type in freelance journalists and you use just the geography of the United States, there's 510,000 people that are advertising for freelance journalists. So for those of you who don't know, what that means is I don't have a job. I'm looking to make money. Want to know
Right.
why? At least 80 or 90% of them were part of the downsizing of the legacy media. We're talking about thousands of newspapers that
Yeah.
went out of business. There's nowhere to go. They have nobody to hire them, and it's going to get worse. And there's still universities that are teaching journalism class. Let me
Mhm.
ask you this. I don't know how many students are going to come out of school next year looking for jobs from journalism class, but there's not going to be any. So
Right.
ultimately, we have a monetization model for, call it news reporters or citizen journalists is what we call them, where somebody can become a monetized reporter. They could go write the story, they could submit the content to us, and we publish it to the geography and the subject it's relevant to. So we'll make it up. The high school football game in Miami. It's going to be sports news for the Miami market. And what they do is they share it on their social media pages to the people who like their content that follow them, which could be
Mhm.
5 people or 500,000. Those people come to us to consume the information, and they get a percentage of the ad revenue because we sell the ads. We're not in the news business. We're in the ad
Okay.
sales business.
Right.
That's it. But the scale is there's 20,000 cities, and remember, all news is local somewhere. So my best guesstimate, we could have 5 people a city. So you're talking about 100,000 news reporters. That doesn't include
Mhm.
the rest of the public, people posting classifieds, opinions,
Yeah.
PR firms, nonprofits with events. It's endless.
Mhm.
And the question you asked about citizen journalism, this is my best guess. The old guard's not going to participate in the new way of doing things. What's going to
Right.
happen is the the public, you're going to have somebody who has a kid in school, who goes to the school board meetings, who goes to the city council meetings, very popular in the community. That person's going to become a news reporter. They're going to be going and writing the story about what happened at the school board meeting, and they're going to share that to the local people that follow them, to 2,000 people. And then what's going to happen is, people are going to say, did you see what Mary Grace just wrote today about the school board meeting? I mean, that's the
Mhm.
viral piece. And then that person's going to earn money off of that content. That's where it's all going. So what I
Yeah.
see is the old leaving,
Mhm.
replaced by the new citizen journalists, which are going to be we the people.
Right, right, and this is sort of how journalism was back in the day, that if you look back in the 19th century, all of these little newspapers that started at the local level were started by local citizens
Mhm.
who wanted to get the news out about what was happening in the community, and what you're describing is just that people are taking back the narrative, taking back the flow of information in a very organic way. And you're providing the platform for them to get that information distributed, which is fantastic. And so if everybody goes to yournews.com and looks up my channel, Mary Grace Media, you'll see this show right now that we're doing up
It's
on
live.
Your News. But again, anybody that wants to do this doesn't have to be uh, a video, streamer. You can, like he said, it's mostly written content. Now, the other thing about this that's exciting is that you are doing a very interesting equity crowd fund,
Mhm.
and the way that you explained it to me made so much sense, because I don't think there's a person listening today who doesn't wish that they might have gotten in on Apple stock back in the beginning, or, Facebook or Twitter or anything like that when it was, when it first went public, and now, they think, "Oh, if I could only own this many shares of this company, I would be okay." You are providing that for, everyday Americans, so please explain that. Explain, the big investors versus what you're doing.
Sure. So the platform we have last year had 5.4 million readers consume almost 104 million articles. So we have
Wow.
a lot of traffic. Okay. And traffic's easy. All you do is add users and the traffic goes through the roof. So with those
Mhm.
500,000 people out of work, if I just added 10,000 people, that would bring me 4 or 5 million people a day reading their content. That's how
Wow.
big,
Yeah.
and you haven't even begun. So the traditional route, like if you look at like all the tech giants, Facebook, Twitter, Amazon, Uber, Netflix, they were all funded by Silicon Valley. It's not a secret. Everybody knows it. Mary Grace, how many calls did you get from Silicon Valley offering for you to buy Amazon before it was public, or Facebook? None.
None, none,
Neither is
none.
anybody else. Want to know why? Because you don't fit the mold. Not even accredited investors fit the mold. They deal with extreme high net worth and institutional players. And what they do is they come in and they'll fund companies and they'll bring in management and they'll scale these things, until they're behemoths, and then they take them public. And when you get in is after it already went public and people already made billions of dollars. So when I was at the Reawaken America tour in Miami, probably a year and a half ago, I think it was,
Mhm.
I looked around and there was 5,000 people that were there. And I was blown away at the amount of people that came. And they all came to see General Flynn and, all the people that were the podcasters that they like to watch.
Yeah.
And
I
I
was
said,
there. I spoke to that
you probably were there, right? And so I said to myself, these are the patriots that really should own my product. Because remember, the reason we're in the mess we're in today is because the media is owned by 6 companies. Everybody's seen the Sinclair broadcasting video with the 30 TV stations all saying the same thing at the same time. How do you think that happened? It's because it's centralized news,
the
right?
Mockingbird media.
The
Yeah.
Mockingbird Media. What my product does, because we're local in every market, we don't fact check. If we believe if you're coming on our platform, then what we're going to do is look into you to see that you're not a nut job, but then it's your job and your responsibility to push the truth. If you don't, you want to know who Snopes is? It's the people. That's
Mhm.
who it is. The people will tell you if somebody's lying, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're just a vehicle for
Mhm.
dissemination of information.
Okay.
That's it. So when it comes to the equity crowd fund, we decided not to go the traditional route of the high net worth individuals and the institutional players. We decided, our whole motto is we're a news organization that's by the people for the people, and we're
Yes.
putting the power to press back in the hands of the people. Well, Mary Grace, if we're putting the power to press back in the hands of the people, shouldn't the people own the product? I mean,
I
that's the
love it.
whole point. So I have hired somebody who's a consultant. We're on a fast track over the next year to take the company public. This is the first round we're doing, followed up by a much bigger one. The much bigger one, I will tell you, we're going to crowdfund it, but I also have institutional players I could bring in. But we want the people to own the first round. So when we go to the next round, they're making more money. And by the time you go public, they're the ones that make all the money, not the big players.
It's nice. It's kinda cool. I put the link up on the screen. The link on the screen is for it's the link so that you can buy shares of the equity crowdfunding. This is where we give the disclaimer, which is that I'm not an investment advisor. Sam is not an investment advisor. This is not investment advice. This is an opportunity that is up to you to do your due diligence and to make a decision. And if you want to talk to your financial advisor about this, you are encouraged and welcome to. But this is, just like anything else we put on the platform, it's up to you to do your due diligence. But the link is right here, and it's kind of a long URL, so I'm not going to spell it out. But if you click the QR code here, it'll take you directly to that. And I will also put it into the chat. This is not an affiliate link for me. This is really an opportunity for you to buy in early to this to get equity in the company, and to position yourself so that you're not one of those people that's 2, 3, 4 years from now going, I wish I had known about this. How come, all the big players get access first? And you said it in a really interesting way, which is that nobody can come in and buy a majority stake in the company. And I want to explain that, but I need us to take a quick break first, and then I'll let you explain that, because this was a concern for me. I didn't want to be stuck on a platform that got bought out by wokies who came in and bought a majority of the shares. So we'll come back to that. We're going to run a quick couple of ads here. I want to make sure that everybody knows that this show is listener supported, and when you participate with our affiliate partners, which I'm going to show you here, a portion of what you buy comes back to help us. I don't get paid by advertisers, and the reason for that is because if advertisers come in and pay me a set amount per show, then they want to have some control. And so when you see the links that I show, when you see the affiliate partners, the only way that my show gets paid is if you buy something from that partner and use my promo code. Okay. We're going to go with our friends at Grid Down Chowdown, and then we're going to show you My Pillow, and then we'll be right back. Hang on.
This is my brother, and I'm Nace, and we're at the Grid Down Chowdown, and this is Larry, who is a local rancher that we've partnered with. Now, Larry, you've been ranching for over 4 generations, is that correct?
That's correct. I'm 3rd generation, my son's 4th generation, and I've got some grandkids that are 5th generation.
Man, that's awesome.
We've been here for quite a while, yeah.
All right, now, Larry, your cattle is grass-fed, grass-finished, and pasture-raised, just like God intended them to be.
Yes, because I want to know what's in that animal,
Right.
what it's been fed, and so the only way to do that is for us to keep it all natural, just like God has done it for years and years and years, thousands of years.
How has partnering up with us helped you and your ranch?
Well, it's allowed us to develop a market that we didn't have before, one that can get directly to the consumer, and that's great.
And just remember, more importantly, with every package that you buy, we put a salvation track in there. So from the bottom of our hearts, we thank you for allowing us to do what we believe that God has us here to do. And just remember, God loves you. He really does.
Amen.
Listen, we're finally bringing the most requested offer ever. Get the queen size premium My Pillow, now only $19.98. My Pillow is made with patented adjustable fill. It adjusts to your exact individual needs regardless of your sleep position. It helps keep your neck aligned and holds its shape all night long so you get the best sleep of your life. But that's not all. Get our 6-piece kitchen or bath towel sets only $25. Our brand new mattress topper as low as $69.98. Get our famous My Pillow bed sheets for as low as $25 and so much more. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get huge discounts on all My Pillow products, including the premium queen size My Pillow, only $19.98. That's the lowest price ever. Don't delay, order today. From all of us here at My Pillow, thanks America!
You gotta love that guy. Did you see him going to the DNC in incognito? He shaved his mustache off. He's just he's so great. And I want to remind everybody, when it comes to My Pillow, both of those companies, when you go to the website, it's the promo code is Mary Grace, and you're going to get a discount on both of those websites. The meat, the freeze dried food is griddownchowdown.com, promo code Mary Grace. This is real beef. It's not jerky. It's freeze dried. You add water to it, and you have a pound of ground beef. It's very simple, and you can do a subscription. You can do a big pack. It's good for prepping. It's good for meal preparation. Good to send to your kids with your kids to school so they eat some protein and not just macaroni. Um, and then as far as my pillow goes, please use promo code Mary Grace. Buy all the stuff that you need to send your kids back to school, especially if they're going into a dorm or apartment. Don't waste your money on those woke stores that are trying to sell you sheets that are made by slave labor in Bangladesh, okay? Get the stuff from mypillow.com. It's incredible, money back guarantee, really good prices, promo code Mary Grace. Okay, so we're back to Sam. Speaking of money, speaking of investing, I wanted you to explain for yournews.com how the investment works for people who are participating in the equity crowdfunding. This to me was important. I wanted to know if we were going to get, bigger investors that were going to come in and take over by buying, pushing you out. How's that going to work?
So this round of funding, nobody can push me out. I control well over half the company based on the whole round. Okay.
Okay.
The next one we're going to do is going to be much larger. And that one, I will fall below 50%. So what we're going to have to do for that is we're going to have to put bylaws in place that here's the rules. Here's how this platform is not a woke website. It's
Yeah.
designed, it's free speech for both sides
Yeah.
to be heard. And then from the board of directors standpoint, right now it's just me, but I'm going to add people that think just like me, because the people you bring on to scale the platform,
Mhm.
when we do the next round of funding, it's going to be for global scale. And you don't want them to build it and then turn your vision into some woke piece of crap again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're going to have a board of directors that's going to be like-minded, just like me. There's going to have to be rules in place to keep that from happening. But the whole purpose of this is we want to create a free speech platform that allows the public to be able to have a voice no matter what. That's the most important thing. So none of that will exist.
Yeah. And to me, I will say as a creator, as a contributor, it's really easy to contribute. It's set up it's very seamless. And so for all of you out there who are wanting to find an outlet, sometimes I get people who write to me and they have things that they want to publish and they want to know, like, how can I do this? Where do I go? Especially if you're one of those journalists, those freelance journalists, definitely go to yournews.com and get in touch with Sam through the platform, because it's a really easy platform to use. But also as a consumer, if all you want to do is just read the news and watch your favorite podcaster, it's there. It's right there on your news, and that's why it's so exciting. But I do think that this crowdfunding is very exciting, the equity crowdfunding, because it's to be able to have a part in something like this is significant. And it's not a huge upfront investment. The minimum is 200, right? But
Yeah.
you can do just one. You can buy one share, right?
Well, no, it's
Or
100 shares for 200.
sorry, 100 shares, so it's $2 a share, right?
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah, and so you get 100 shares, but so the minimum buy-in is 200, which is, yeah, pretty cool.
I wanted to have, I estimated you're probably going to get an average of about $1,000 per person. That's what I guessed, which
Okay.
right now I'm spot on with it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But I would rather have 10,000 people give me $500,
Mhm.
which is the 5 million, than one person give me 5 million, because who am I beholden to?
Yeah.
So you want it scattered out amongst the people. And do I have a little more time here to say one thing?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the most important thing about what I do is the legacy media has a limited lifespan, which Mary Grace, that, it's not going to survive. Everybody knows it's not going to survive.
Right.
The average age of the cable news viewer is 70 years old and nobody's following up behind them. What's going to replace it is going to be a product like mine. Right now I'm the only player. It'll be mass media. You want to have mass media because you have Brighteon, you have Lindell TV, which is, it's Frank Speech, and you have Patriot TV. Those are great outlets to be able to combat the mainstream media. but you can't find out about your kid's Little League game on any of those platforms. You can't find out that the museum closed in New York after 80 years. You can't find out about the rock band, the rock concert that just happened in Buffalo, New York, which
Mhm.
falls in our entertainment news. It's a completely different product that
Yeah.
is mass media, and 99% or more of the content we get is local news somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, so I
Good.
envision
Yeah.
hundreds of thousands of people posting.
It's exciting, and just to be clear, to post or read or consume the news, you don't have to invest. The equity crowdfunding link that I put up is for those people who want to get a piece of the pie. Those people who like to look for opportunities and they see the opportunity here. Again, do your due diligence, talk to your advisor, whatever you need to do to make a decision. That's up to you, but, all of my listeners, everybody out there who is looking for a great source to go to, either to be a contributor or a consumer or both, it's yournews.com. And, it's very exciting, and I anticipate that it's gonna grow and grow and grow. We have a lot of followers here on the page. We have a lot of people who are very engaged, and I think that this is, for a lot of people, an answer to prayer. And I want to ask my listeners, if you're coming in on the replay, it looks like we're not getting a lot of traction right now on the live, and sometimes that happens, but we'll get a lot of people on replay. If you're coming in on the replay, please leave us a comment. Tell us where you're located and where you plan on logging in from when you go to your news. And let us know also if you are a content creator, if you plan on reaching out and becoming a local contributor to yournews.com in your area. We would really like to know that. If you do decide to take part in the investment, I've seen people crowding, scanning the QR code here. If you decide to do that, please also let Sam know. Let them know that you found this, that you got the link through Mary Grace Media, through our show today. And that way, Sam can have an idea of where everybody is, and it helps him to grow the platform. Sam, is there anything else that you want people to know before we sign off today?
Yeah, I do. I think that, like, for those of you who may not want to buy stock, you have a business, you want to be an advertiser, give us a call. 561-222-2900 is our number, or email me, sam@yournews.com. If you want to be, if you're somebody that wants to submit opinions or, news to the site,
Mhm.
there's a submit your news button at the top of the page. You just create an account, you could post. If you're interested in being a monetized news reporter and going to work and writing local news, if you go to the bottom of the front page, you'll see something that says become a citizen journalist. You'll have to fill out an application for that. And then somebody has to look at it to make sure, we don't have anybody that's, that shouldn't be on the platform.
Yeah,
And
that's
then,
there for nefarious purposes.
exactly.
Yeah,
And then,
exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
Tell me that phone number again. Uh,
561
mhm.
222 2900.
Easy. Okay. 561-222-2900. I put it in the chat here.
And sam@yournews.com.
Yeah.
That's easy.
And Sam, I'm going to put that on there. Sam at, okay. And I'll put that in both of the chats. And so that it's simple. This is an opportunity really for everybody on some level. And I will also put the crowdfunding link in the chat on Rumble. Let me just do that for really quickly. Let me find that. Yeah, let's see. I'm wearing all the hats here, Sam.
It's okay.
It's what we do here. Okay. So there's the link. I put it in the Rumble chat. That is the crowdfunding, the equity crowdfunding. And it's very exciting. Like I said, when you go, you can find my content over there, and you can bookmark it, because whenever I do a show, I upload the Rumble link to yournews.com. So if you have trouble finding me on Rumble, this is one way to just keep track, because every time I do an interview like this, I upload it to Your News. It's very easy to find.
And it's in the multimedia at the top, and then Your News videos, and that's where all the political content goes in.
Yeah. So it's great. It's easy. We're gonna sign off here. I want to let everybody know we've got a couple of great interviews coming up on the show here. We have on Saturday one of your favorite guests at 1 p.m. Eastern. And next week we have some exciting shows. We have Stacy Whited from the Flyover Conservatives coming on. And there's a couple things that I'm just going to tease about, but please make sure that you bookmark the channel, that you definitely set your calendars for Saturday at 1 p.m. It's, like I said, one of our favorite, most popular guests. You're not going to want to miss it. And it's not the one that got canceled last time by big tech, not that one, but another one. And and so you're not going to want to miss it. But please, 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 when you come back, leave a comment. Also, like, follow, subscribe. Remember that I have a paid subscriber link on my Facebook page. And when we get to a higher number of subscribers, we will have exclusive shows where we go live just to those paid subscribers. That is it for now. We're going to run a couple of quick ads here at the end and we're going to sign off. Sam Anthony, yournews.com. Thank you so much for being here. It's been wonderful to have you. And I hope that we can see great things coming out of this and that the crowdfunding just takes off like crazy. I appreciate it so much. We'll see you next time.
You bet.
Thanks,
Thank you
Sam.
very much.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks.
This is my brother.
And I'm Nace, and we're at the Grid Down Chow Down. And this is Larry, who is a local rancher that we've partnered with.
Now, Larry, you've been ranching for over 4 generations, is that correct?
That's correct. I'm 3rd generation, my son's 4th generation, and I've got some grandkids that are 5th generation.
Man, that's
We've
awesome.
been here for quite a while, yeah.
All right, now, Larry, your cattle is grass-fed, grass-finished, and pasture-raised, just like God intended them to be.
Yes, because I want to know what's in that animal,
Right.
what it's been fed. And so the only way to do that is for us to keep it all natural, just like God has done it for years and years and years, thousands of years.
How has partnering up with us helped you and your ranch?
Well, it's allowed us to develop a market that we didn't have before, one that can get directly to the consumer, and that's great.
And just remember, more importantly, with every package that you buy, we put a salvation track in there. So from the bottom of our hearts, we thank you for allowing us to do what we believe that God has us here to do. And just remember, God loves you. He really does.
Amen.
Okay, the link for that is right on your screen. It's griddownchowdown.com. This is what a 1-pound package of ground beef, freeze dried, looks like. This is not jerky. It's freeze dried. You reconstitute it with water, and you can have a raw hamburger. Anything you want to make from that raw hamburger, you can. It's not pre-cooked. So it's very amazing. This barely weighs a thing. I mean, it's like I'm holding it with 2 fingers, right? That's a whole pound. You can buy multi-packs. You can buy a 3-pound pack. There's lots of options on the website, and these are America First business that we love to support. Our next business here is going to be my friends over at Synapse, officialsynapse.com. We are so excited to partner with them. We had a show last week with Dr. Troy. If you missed it, go and watch the replay on all of my channels. He did a Q&A, a live Q&A, and he answered so many of your health questions. The way that this works is that this is an out-of-pocket expense. It's not, they don't do insurance because they make decisions based on what you need, not on what the insurance company tells them they'll pay for. So they're not looking at your insurance to see how good your insurance is and how many tests they can run. They're looking at you, a human being, to get to the root cause of your issues so that you can have lifelong wellness. And that's officialsynapse.com, officialsynapse.com. A lot of you have taken advantage of their free discovery call to see if it's a right fit for you. And a lot of you have taken advantage of becoming a patient with them. And I really appreciate that. Official Synapse, synapse.com. I am a patient now, and I'm really finding great benefit from it. It's a process. We've had to do some blood work. I have an autoimmune condition. It was exacerbated by a lot of things that happened over the last few years. And I decided to take charge and do something about it and go on board with the team at Official Synapse. And it's eye-opening. And I love having the consultations because they really care about me as a human being. And I wanna say to all of you, as you're in this fight, put your oxygen mask on first. Take care of you. Get your health squared away so that you can be here for your children, for your grandchildren, and beyond. Because we have a lot to do to bring this country into the next place that God intended for it. Officialsynapse.com. And lastly, I'm going to close out again with our friend Mike Lindell over at MyPillow. That's going to be mypillow.com, promo code Mary Grace. Anytime you go to one of our affiliate partners, just tell them that Mary Grace sent you and they will take care of you. Everybody have a great day and make sure you come back on Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. We have a fantastic show lined up for you. You're not going to want to miss it.
Listen, we're finally bringing the most requested offer ever. Get the queen size premium My Pillow, now only $19.98. My Pillow is made with patented adjustable fill. It adjusts to your exact individual needs regardless of your sleep position. It helps keep your neck aligned and holds its shape all night long so you get the best sleep of your life. But that's not all. Get our 6-piece kitchen or bath towel sets only $25. Our brand new mattress topper as low as $69.98. Get our famous My Pillow bed sheets for as low as $25 and so much more. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get huge discounts on all My Pillow products, including the premium queen size My Pillow, only $19.98. That's the lowest price ever. Don't delay, order today. From all of us here at My Pillow, thanks America!